तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and yesterday we came to the end of incidents happened on 12th October 1882. Only one thing I want to remark. The conversations ended by Master asking, Master Masha, though the name is not mentioned here, we know that it was Master Masha. And Thakur asked him, do you ever have dreams? Question seems to be most general. Do you ever have dreams? And we saw that during his description of the dream, Sri Ramakrishna says, I'm thrilled. And then second time he said, you should take initiation immediately. Now the question remains, how did he ask the question? And appears to be the most general question. When Master Masha had that dream that day, the other day. So, he knows that he has seen a dream and he wants to know the details. So, this is the only thing that remained. And then we know that Narendra, his Brahma friend Priya, and Master Masha, they slept in Thakur's room. Now, we come to the next day, 13th October. At dawn, some of the devotees were up. Master Masha must be there. They saw the master naked as a child. So oftentimes we see him naked. And if there are no strangers, he would like to remain like that. He never have body consciousness. Now, our clothes depend upon our body consciousness. So when there is no body consciousness, there is no friction between the clothes and body. And so it is impossible almost to keep the clothes on. But when there are formal meetings and many devotees are there, strangers are there, Thakur has to make an effort to keep the clothes on. So that is what we learn. If he is within his people, and shame he never has, because one who has body consciousness only will have shame. So shame he never has. But other shame he could feel. And then he would try to remain in such a condition where they would not feel that. So that is the thing. They saw the master naked as a child. As a child, he says. As a child means without I, ego, without body consciousness. Not ignorant like a child. Child has not yet developed shame. And Paramahamsas have dropped that shame. pacing up and down the room, repeating the names of the various gods and goddesses. So it is not necessary that he would be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He is on planes between the ordinary plane and the superhuman plane. Repeating the names of the various gods and goddesses. And that was the peculiarity with Thakur. Because of his universal consciousness, he could speak of any god. This is very rare. The Vaishnavas will go on chanting Haribol, Haribol. Shaivas will say Shiva, Shiva. Shall I tell you a very funny story? In Chidambaram, I cannot tell the year. When I was in Chennai, between 1982 to 92, in Meenakshipuram, a village in Tamil Nadu, some 90,000 scheduled caste people were converted to Islam overnight. So the Vishwa Hindu Parishad took the initiative that what should we do? And they invited the heads of all religious sampradayas of Hindus for a conference in Chidambaram. And Tapasyanji, who was in charge of the Math, he sent me there on behalf of Ramakrishna Mission. I was put up in a dharmashala. There, from Gaudiya Math, Madras, two Swamis had come. One scholar Swami to speak, and the other was his Sevak. After 2 days, though the VHP had called it, but the local hosts were Shaiva Mathas. So naturally, we say so many names of God before food or before conference opens and all that. But there everything would be Shiva Shiva. Before food, Shiva Shiva. Before conference, Shiva Shiva. So far, 2 days we attended. And second day evening, we were all three together sitting in a hall in that dharmashala. The Sevak Swami said, "What place have we come? 2 days we have been here. Not a single time we have heard God's name. Only Shiva Shiva and Shiva Shiva. We have not heard God's name even once." Then the scholar Swami wanted to make it mild. So he said, no, we don't have any hatred for Shiva. We take Shiva to be our eldest brother who teaches Vishnu Bhakti to everybody. So that was their comment. Within the conference itself, they used to tell everybody, not more than 10 minutes, not more than 10 minutes. And their Shaiva Matha speakers were speaking anytime, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, anytime. Now the head of the Ramanuja Sampradaya had come from Sri Perumbudur. And when he was speaking very nicely, after 10 minutes, he had not completed. It appeared he would complete quickly, but after 10.5 minutes, they took away his mic. So see the extent of narrowness within Hinduism. So I'm not going to tell my part here. And as against this, we see Thakur. Freely, not under any constraint, he is taking the names of various gods and goddesses. His voice was sweet as nectar. Now he would look at the Ganges, the other form of God. Now stop in front of the pictures hanging on the wall in his room. Various pictures are there. Jesus giving the key to Peter also was there. Buddha's idol was there. So, now stop in front of the pictures hanging on the wall and bow down before them, chanting all the while the holy names in his sweet voice. No other than God's names, he honored the scriptures also. So he chanted Veda, Purana, Tantra, Gita, Gayatri, Bhagavata, Bhakta, Bhagavan. Referring to the Gita, he repeated many times Tagi, Tagi, Tagi. Gita, when reverse, becomes Tagi. And Tagi in Bengali would take place for Tyagi. So the Gita teaches renunciation. That is what Sri Ramakrishna emphasizing. Now and then he would say, O mother, thou art verily Brahman and thou art verily Shakti. Brahman is the reality absolute and it has the power to appear as many through names and forms. This power is called Shakti. And this Shakti is not different from Brahman. And that was the common theme of Sri Ramakrishna. Because the Brahmins believed that Nirakar Brahman. And they did not accept. They thought they are worshipping Nirgun Brahma. They did not accept that God can have this power of appearing in the world. The Orthodox Vedantis also fall in this category. But Sri Ramakrishna knows that the same Saguna Brahma, same Nirguna Brahma is Saguna Brahma. The one who is beyond appears as all. We find this teaching nicely in the first two mantras of Mandukya Upanishad. And Shankar has explained it very clearly there. That if we say the world is false and the reality is at the back, that gives only half side of the truth. In the second mantra, we are told that very Brahman is all. Shankar says, yes, this is the way the truth is completed. But overall, because he has emphasized the Nirgun aspect of Brahman, the Shankarites say Brahman is Nirgun only. And for Thakur, he has realized, so he talks like this. Now and then he would say, O mother. So he is addressing mother. Thou art verily Brahman and thou art verily Shakti. Thou art Purusha and thou art Prakriti. This is the Shakta philosophy. And Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures also are talked about it. In the world, there is a male principle and a female principle. And due to that, the world is born. But Kali, the mother, is both. So, basically, there is no difference between the Purusha and Prakriti. This completes Thakur's idea. You are Purusha, you are Prakriti. You are Brahman, you are Shakti. And now, more practically, you are Purusha and you are Prakriti. Thou art Purusha and thou art Prakriti. Thou art Virat, thou art the Absolute, and thou dost manifest thyself as the relative. You have Bengali in your hand, na? Here, he has stopped at Virat or something else. Swara. It has to come. And afterwards?
Tumi Nitya, Tumi Lilamoyi.
Next. So this is missing here. Now, Virat and Swarat are rhyming words. And so they are used together. Virat means all pervading. And Swarat means established in himself. What is the Bengali there?
To me, Virat, to me, Swarat.
Swarat, it is. So Swarat means transcendent reality, established in himself. Literally, Swarat means one's own king. That means transcendent. And Virat means all pervading. And they are rhyming, so they are taken together. My name is Sharat, you may be knowing. The Bengalis pronounce it like Sharat. So my Guruji also, in a jocular manner, always used to say, Je Virat se Sharat. So, thou art the absolute, and thou dost manifest thyself as the relative. Relative is Saguna Brahma.
Nitya and Leelamai.
Leelamai. That is better. How can you translate it?
Leelamai.
Leelamai, Shakti. Here only relative. You are Nitya, means transcendent reality. Leelamai means the playful Shakti. Thou art verily the 24 cosmic principles. This is independent?
To me, Chaturvamshati Tattva.
It is a part of Leelamai.
No, it's different.
Only, no? It is not, does not have a Nirgun Brahma there.
No.
So it is a part of that Leelamai. Now the Sankhyas believe in 24 tattvas. Tattvas means elemental principles. And they say there is a Purusha. There are many Purushas. And the Prakriti is one. And it evolves into this, into this, into this, and we get the word. So that stages of evolution are counted, and there are 24. So all the stages of evolution, you are, and you are beyond. So that is, if you want to know what is Sri Ramakrishna's philosophy, it is this, the real Vedanta. In the meantime, the morning service had begun in the temples of Kali and Radhakanta. Sounds of conch shells and cymbals were carried on the air. The devotees came outside the room and saw the priests and servants gathering flowers in the garden for the divine service in the temple, for puja. From the Navath, the music room, floated the sweet melody of musical instruments befitting the morning hours. It is actually the bagpipe, shahnai, and drums. Narendra and the other devotees finished their morning duties and came to the master. With a sweet smile on his lips, Sri Ramakrishna was standing on the northeastern veranda close to his own room. Narendra, we noticed several sannyasis belonging to the sect of Nanak in the Panchavati. A lot of things have to be said on this point. Nanakapanthi sannyasis. Today, the Orthodox Sikhs, they don't believe that Nanak taught monasticism. They said, Nanak said, you must earn money, support the church. Nobody should be without earning. They do not know that within Sikhs, there are many sadhu sampradayas.
Even now.
Huh?
Even now.
Yes. One is this, they appear to be. What happened? Nanak did not appoint his own son as the next carrier of his message. But they believed in monasticism. And they believed in Nanak only. So they are one of the sannyasi panths. Another, one sect is called Nirankari. One sect is Nihanga. One sect which I found is Vihangam. I went to a place near Ludhiana in Punjab. And there, we had a mission, we wanted to know something. And one of our devotees, an unmarried girl, Jasbir Kaur, and her father were to take us to that mutt. Jasbir came with us. Myself and revered Prabhananji had come, and I had taken him there. And her father was coming from a different route. So it was taking time. And Jasbir again and again was telling, wait till he comes, how can we go? I told Prabhananji, Maharaj, they are sadhus, we are sadhus, let us go inside. And we went inside. And they welcomed us like anything. I also told Prabhananji, today you are going to get the beautiful shawl. After our visit, they showed us everywhere. Even some of them were talking, we are just like you. Means what? Somebody is looking account, somebody this, somebody that. And at the end, we came to the Mahanta's room. He offered us both beautiful shawl and 500 rupees those days in the shawl. And her father came in between sometime. So their name was, another thing. There were about, in my calculation, maybe about 200 sadhus and 20-25 nuns were there. So we find in Thakur's time, nobody thought like that. I would add some comments. These days we hear a lot of quarrel between Sikhs. There is another sampradaya, but that was not at Nanak's time. The 10th Guru, Guru Govinda, some Brahmins, well versed in Sanskrit, came to him and wanted to become his disciples. He said, you go to Kashi, learn Vedanta properly and come to me. And he made a sampradaya for them. They are called Nirmalas. And Nirmala Ashram in Rishikesh, our address was Ramakrishna Mission Kutir near Nirmala Ashram. Now, nobody will believe that. Nirmala Ashram is there, our Kutir is there, but in between so many things have come. So many sampradayas. Of course, this was not during Nanak, but during Nanak, there are blue dressed. What we saw was white dressed, and there are black dressed. So, Nanak Panthi, general name. Nanak Panthi, we noticed several sannyasis belonging to the sect of Nanak in the Panchavati. Master, yes, they arrived here yesterday. No, yesterday Narendra and others had arrived, but that not noticed that Nanak Panthis arrived and Thakur has seen them already. To Narendra, I would like to see you all sitting together on the mat. God's devotees together sitting. As they sat there, the master looked at them with evident delight. All God's devotees together. He then began to talk with them. Narendra asked about spiritual discipline. Master, Bhakti, love of God, is the essence of all spiritual discipline. Straight away. Essence of all spiritual discipline. Thakur recognizes Jnana Pantha very well. Thakur recognizes Bhakti Marga. Thakur recognizes Jnana Mishra Bhakti. But Thakur is telling for all sadhanas, Bhakti is the central point. Remember, the jnanis, I don't want to add an abuse there, do not believe this. Though their Acharya, Paramacharya, Shankaracharya has clearly stated in his Gradual of Discrimination, Viveka Chudamani, after describing the 6 sadhanas which are accepted by the Vedantis as the preliminaries, he says, Moksha sadhana samagram bhakti reva gariyasi. Among the material which will help you to go towards moksha, bhakti is the superior most. And then he defines bhakti in his own way. That when you are looking for your own real nature, it is bhakti, like that. So they point out that. But he has called bhakti, and if Vedantis believe in what is called bhaga lakshana, that means we should not give up the meaning to find out the real meaning. So how can we avoid the word bhakti? He has not said Sasrupanandam Sandhanam Gariyasi. So Bhakti Reva Gariyasi, they do not accept this. Where will they go? I do not know. They are going against their master Shankaracharya and his Paramaguru, Gaudpad. Where will you find more Vedantis than him? And at every step, he are using words which are indicative of bhakti. Prabhu, Dev, and at the end he says, I know that there is no difference, and yet I bow down to him. So, the more you grow in knowledge, the more you have bhakti. And without bhakti, you cannot grow in knowledge. So, where they are growing, they alone know. And bhakti, love of God, is the essence of all spiritual discipline. Through love, one acquires renunciation and discrimination naturally. What is in Bengali? Vivek Vairagya.
Vivek Vairagya, apni ashe.
Apna se kya hai?
Apni ashe.
Apni ashe. So the main principles of jnana are Vivek and Vairagya. Among the 6 things necessary for becoming fit for jnana, the first 2 are Vivek and Vairagya. Then the question comes, you are telling bhakti is the essential force. But what about Vivek Vairagya, which is required for Jnana Yoga? They say, if you do bhakti, they will automatically come. Now, on this point, we should also remember what is the definition of bhakti. Because bhaktas normally do not believe in Vivek and Vairagya. So, on both sides, there is one-sidedness and error. But while Thakur is very clear, bhakti, it will itself bring Vivek and Vairagya. Then you proceed in the Marga or whatever Marga. Narendra, isn't it true that the Tantra prescribes spiritual discipline in the company of women? So, Narendra has heard about Tantra, so he is asking this question. Practical life. Master, that is not desirable straight away. It is a very difficult path. Why not desirable? It is a very difficult path and often causes the aspirant's downfall. Often causes. If you live in the company of women, automatically there will be downfall. Often. Then within that tantra, he says there are three different margas. Here he is not mentioning that Jiva, no, Pashu Bhav, Veer Bhav and Divine Bhav. No. But within Tantra, that means when you accept women as cooperating in your sadhana, there are three different attitudes. First he had said no, but then he is explaining further. There are three such kinds of discipline, such kinds. That means in the company of woman. One may regard woman as one's mistress. That is that dangerous path. Or look on oneself as her handmaid. So, same sex. Dasi bhav. Or as her child. Matru bhav. So, company of woman, you can have three attitudes. I took on woman as my mother. I look on woman as my mother. That is child. To look on oneself as her handmaid is also good. But because you think of yourself as different sex. But it is extremely difficult to practice spiritual discipline looking on woman as one's mistress. He does not deny it as a path. He has practiced it himself. But dangerous, it may cause fall. To regard oneself as a child is a very pure attitude. He practiced Sakhi Bhav, but is permanently in that child Bhav. The sannyasins belonging to the sect of Nanak entered the room and greeted the master saying, Namo Narayanaya. This is typical of sannyasis. So they are sannyasis. Actually, an householder also addresses the sannyasi as Namo Narayana. But it is a common greeting between sannyasi and sannyasi.
Even in Nanakpanthi, even in Nanak followers, they say Narayana, Namo Narayana. Narayana usually.
Nanak. Okay. Now you are raised the question. Sikhism is a sect of Hinduism. Sikhism is never thought of as separate religion. Nanak's time, there was quarrel between Hindus and Muslims. And Muslims were tyrannizers. Nanak stood in between. And he preached harmony in his own time. And he was more Hindu than Islam. He himself was Hindu, though preached friendship with Islam, but he was originally Hindu. Now his teachings and the Guru's teachings are contained in Guru Grantha Sahib. Once they thought, because the way of separatism is come, once they thought, we'll remove the name Rama from Guru Grantha. They found 80% of Guru Grantha will be lost. So where will you go? And Guru Govinda practiced for 12 years in a Jagadamba Mandir. And his songs There are songs describing the beauty of Krishna as a person. Where will you go? Now legally I will tell you fun. The president of Managing Committee of Ramakrishna Mission Chandigarh was Justice Jitendra Veer Gupta. He was Chief Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. He said Sikhism is not described anywhere. Hindus are described as one who is not Jain, not Buddha, not Islam, not Christian. Indian is a Hindu. That is how it is described. Hindu has no definition. And now they wanted to define Sikhism. So Sikhism definition is given: one who believes in 10 gurus and Guru Grantha and in nothing else. Why this was added? Because most of the Sikhs today, they go to temples also. Then, so Guptaji told that suppose there is a case, and the case depends upon that man being a Sikh. So the opposite pleader will ask him, did you attend that Mass Jagrata? Yes. Did you go to that temple? Yes. Then you are not a Sikh. And from where they get their numbers, you know that. Even today, in Punjab and in Sindh, the firstborn child, Hindu, is given to become a Sikh. The idea developed later on after Nanak was that it is a militant organization of the Hindus to save from the onslaught of the Islamic tyranny. One of their guru's sons were crushed in a wall as punishment. But he did not succumb to their threats. Guru Arjan Dev, somebody said in a meeting, Guru Arjan Dev fought for the Hindus. I was presiding over that meeting. I said, that is not madness. Somebody fighting for somebody else. Guru Arjan fought for the Hindus because he never thought that he is not a Hindu. So that is Sikhism. What is the meaning of the word Sikh, do you know? In the Ramakrishna Mission, for example, we are all devotees, but some of them or most of us take initiation from the Ramakrishna Mission Guru. That is called Shishya. That is Sikh. Sikh means initiated devotee of Guru Nanak Sampradaya. And in many houses, there was one Mr. Balaji, a Sindhi, in Shimla. He had created an ashram, Ramakrishna Ashrama, a temple and some rooms for sadhus. But in his own house, in the same room, he had beautiful image of Krishna and Guru Grantha side by side. So, this way of separatism, let me add. Now, within Sikhism, castes are also there, though officially they say there is no caste. And there are Brahmin Sikhs, there are what we call Jat Sikhs, and there are Dalita Sikhs. And these Jat Sikhs, the prominent names are Mr. Tohra and Mr. Badar. They quarrel for the supremacy. That is all the history of Sikhism. Understood? So, separatism. I was very friendly with all the Sikhs in Punjab. All the Sikhs. They say that sadhu, sannyasi is not taught. But they are asked to worship a sannyasi. Where from sannyasis will come? If they are not to become sannyasi? From Hindu Sampradaya. You are asking me about Sikhs. Let me tell many stories now. When I was in Rishikesh, I used to go out for Madhukari. I am talking of 78, 79. I was there for 1 year. I used to go out for Madhukari. Now, 9 out of 10 houses would give Madhukari. And if there was Guru Nanak's photo on the gate, then 100% you will get something there. Once it so happened, I went and on the gate there was Nanak, but the living house was inside after you crossed many things. Our system is not to beg, to call on God, Narayan Hari. If it is heard, somebody will give you. You wait for a minute or two, repeat Narayan Hari and wait for a minute or two. If nobody responds, you go away from that place. So I chanted twice and I could hear the sound of the stove. So I understood that my voice has not reached there at all. But according to our rule, I turned. I just turned and the owner of the house came on a cycle and asked me, did you get married something? I told him, perhaps the lady of the house has not heard me. Maharaj, don't make us do sin. Please wait. And he went inside and scolded her very badly. And she replied, I could not hear the voice. And he brought and gave Diksha to me. So, Sikhism believe in Nirakar. Now in India, Arya Samaj believes in Nirakar, Brahma believes in Nirakar. So it is one of the sects. It was the height of militancy when I was posted to Chandigarh. And my friends told me, see, that you make that calm. When I went there, in the row in front of ashram, the divider, two sides are there. In the divider, at every 10 yards, there would be a police because of militancy. But nobody harmed any sannyasi or sannyasi ashram. And somewhere, interior Punjab, there is a place, Raipur perhaps is the name, where there used to be village Olympics. And there is a Sikh, it was the center of militancy. And near there is a Puri Sampradaya Math, 150 sadhus living there. And they were never harmed. So, this is Sikhism. Now, the SSP of Ludhiana was Bengali, Siddhartha Chatterjee. His parents had come from Jaipur and he wanted me to visit his house. They were to go away, but before that I should visit the house. Then he brought his ASI. He would not come with me. He introduced his ASI the motor driver and a escort guard for me, all 6. They came at the appointed time. I went with them. They could have killed me easily. Now, on the way, the ASI says, my house is very much near. Will you please visit it? I said, they are waiting. No, it won't take much time. It was not his house. He had recently married and it was the father-in-law's house. He took me there and they were all ready. And they gave me so many presents. And then, when I came out, I saw sugarcane fields. I said, "Whoa, how nice. Oh, cut a heap and put in that jeep." And they are telling me, "Please look at this side, please look at this side. By your side, our field will become holy." And then they took me to Siddharth Chatterjee's house. And as a fun, the militancy did dwindle down from that day. So, it is the foreign elements. Now I am on that because they asked me. I will tell a conversation. The DIGs, 2 DIGs of Punjab were managing committee members. One was Mr. Wadhwa. He was a great devotee. He passed away prematurely. So Wadhwa told me there is a conversation in the Haryana governor's house that Americans are telling America and Russia were financing terrorism in India through Pakistan. Pakistan had no money. And at a time, within Sikhs and Hindus, do you know, the marriage and roti beti ka ghar goes continuously. And the same surnames applied. Aroda, same. Now, the Americans are telling Russians have withdrawn due to some reason of their own. We cannot single-handedly support Sikhism, Sikh terrorism. And it is difficult to do something for the Sikhs against the Hindus because they marry with Hindus. So let us turn our attention to the Islam terrorism in Kashmir. This is a conversation heard in Raj Bhavan of Punjab, Haryana. And today even, it is Canada where highest Sikh militancy is there. So Indians will never think like that. So I told you many first-hand things because 10 years I was in Chandigarh. No, one more funny thing shall I add? Bengalis, they say Punjabis for Sikhs only. They do not know that Punjab is a province, not a religion. Sikhism is a sect of religion. All Punjabis are not Sikhs and all Sikhs are not Punjabis. Guru Gobind Singh was a Bihari from Patna. Understood this? No. They asked me, did Punjabis attend your classes? I said, yes, most of them were Punjabis. Anyway, Sikhs also were there in my class. I think enough of this, huh? Your Sikhism. So, and the Nanak Panthis have been very friendly with Thakur always. In another incident, a platoon led by a Sikh officer was passing Dakshineshwar, and the big Sahib was European. And this platoon, seeing Thakur, broke the lines and came to salute him. And they had to undergo some punishment at the hand of that European officer because they are breaking the military discipline. Anyway, so Namo Narayana. Why will they not believe in Narayana? They are sannyasis. And as I told you, Rama is 80% of songs in Guru Grantha is Rama. And Krishna, very good. Vedas, again and again, the Guru Grantha talks of Vedas. Namo Narayana. Sri Ramakrishna asked them to sit down. Master, nothing is impossible for God. He is talking to the Nanakpanthis. Nobody can describe his nature in words. Everything is possible for him. There lived at a certain place two yogis. Thakur always would quote examples, stories, who were practicing spiritual discipline. The sage Narada was passing that way one day. Realizing who he was, one of the yogis said, "You have just come from God himself. What is he doing now?" Narada replied, "Why, I saw him making camels and elephants pass and repass through the eye of a needle." At this, the yogi said, "Is that anything to wonder at? Everything is possible for God." But the other yogi said, "What? Making elephants pass through the eye of a needle? Is that ever possible? You have never been to the Lord's dwelling place." So, believers and non-believers, God can do anything. At 9 o'clock in the morning, while the master was still sitting in the room, Manomohan arrived from Konnagar with some members of his family. Ram and Manomohan are the first two to come from Brahma Samaj to Thakur.
Oh.
So Manomohan. In answer to Sri Ramakrishna's kind inquiries, Manomohan explained that he was taking them to Calcutta. He lived in Konnagar perhaps. Yes, it is given here. Manomohan arrived from Konnagar. The master said, "Today is the first day of the Bengali month, an inauspicious day for undertaking a journey. I hope everything will be well with you." Now you want to know about this superstition or whatever it is? There was a great sage Agasti in good days of old, and he colonized South India going from north. He went on 1st of a month, of a particular month, and he never returned.
Oh.
So that 1st of the month is taken as inauspicious. And now the Orthodox Hindus have generalized it like anything. This is Bengali month, Sankranti. But after Purnima, they do not do anything on Pratipada. After Amavasya, they do not do anything on the Pratipada. It has come to this level. So Thakur knew that. So he told him.
This August is a Bengali month. August.
Bengali? Oh, you do not know Bengali month and other months? I have explained one day, no? No.
Not.
It is another topic. I explained many times.
Oh.
The months in Hinduism are counted in two different ways. The year is always counted as a solar year. The earth moving around the sun That is 1 year. Now the month is either a lunar month or a solar month.
Oh.
As we see the sun moving around the earth. So on the orbit, 12 almost equidistant spots, there are clusters of stars which you can see and name.
Oh.
They are called Rashis.
Oh.
So transit from one Rashi to another is 1 month. In Bengal, in Tamil Nadu also. But funny is that day of changeover, Tamilians take as the first of the month and Bengalis take as the last day of the month.
Oh.
So everybody is free to calculate. Now, other parts of India, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra, the month is calculated by moon's rotation around the earth. That is 29 days and a fraction. So then, how to make it? Because 12 months will be falling less, it will be 355 days. So, after roughly 3 months, within the Sankranti to Sankranti, 1 full month may fall. So not counted. Called Adhik Mas, Malamas, Purushottam Mas. That is how the Hindus make it up.
So this Agasta is solar month or lunar?
It is only for solar month. A particular solar month.
This is not popularly heard usually.
But it has been generalized for all solar months and all lunar months also. So Pratipada is lunar. Pratipada Amavasya, Pratipada Purnima are Anodhi. Don't start anything new there. And not first of the Sankranti month. That is, Bengalis and Tamilians will take that. Throughout other India, the first of the month of Amavasya or Purnima are inauspicious. So Thakur mentioned it. With a smile, we want to talk of other matters, just he mentioned. When Narendra and his friends had finished bathing in the Ganges, the master said to them earnestly, "Go to the Panchavati and meditate there under the banyan tree. Shall I give you something to sit on?" About 10:30, Narendra and his Brahmo friends were meditating in the Panchavati. After a while, Sri Ramakrishna came to them. M2 was present. The master said to the Brahmo devotees, "In meditation, one must be absorbed in God. By merely floating on the surface of the water, can you reach the gems lying at the bottom of the sea?" Then he sang. Okay? So we'll read them tomorrow. Tomorrow we don't have a gospel class. Day after tomorrow. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadatam Bhuvi Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Ashwini Gupta,